Hiya. Hello, welcome everybody this evening. Hi, I am there. I've set myself up to do just a fairly swift video now before bed. I did a live stream today of a painting of Erin that I'll attach to the email. So I wanted to do something on mouths from different angles. I've got these 3 paintings kind of half started. That's one from of Hope from years ago. I did a series of articles for the Artist and Illustrator magazine on painting the nose, mouth, ears and eyes. So I've got a few half-finished paintings, and I thought what I would like to do is to indicate how you might go about painting a mouth from these different angles. As there's no mouth in this one, I thought that's a good opportunity to just give a few pointers on how you could tackle painting a mouth. So this is watercolour, and there's just a few things that I'm going to highlight. Okay, so we've got the shape of the edge of the face here, the changes in direction as we move down, and I'm going to continue that consideration of the change in direction as we come into painting the lip and how it extends into the space beyond out here. So very often, now ideally we'd have a model of course, but this is really just to indicate the things to look out for. So very often you find that the upper lip is a little bit darker than the lower lip, and it will have a fairly clear diagonal slant back the way into the face. And then there'll be something like the position of the corner of the mouth, which will be significantly darker. And then you'll probably find that between the upper lip and the lower lip, just move to a smaller brush, between the upper lip and the lower lip, you'll find that there's almost like a triangle of space. So the lower lip would extend out maybe a little bit, sitting back a little bit from the upper lip. I'm just using cadmium red, which looks like that, kind of printing it on to explain how the edge of the lower lip stands up more in the light. Let's see, yeah. And then I would want to reduce the tone of the back of the lower lip a little bit here maybe. And then I'm going to put a little bit of sap green into that cadmium red in order to make it read as skin rather than lip colour, because I want to move down here then to indicate, and I'll maybe put a little bit of cadmium orange into that as well, because as you can see it's quite colourful up there. I might have used cleaner paint when I painted the start of that. To describe the shadow that's underneath the lower lip there, because it's really all about the finding the shadows around the features as well as describing the features themselves. Okay, and then I may as well continue and just indicate where the chin extends out into the light. So I'm using cadmium red mixed with cadmium orange to again describe the shelf of light that might be caught there. And then use a bigger brush, maybe a bit of yellow ochre. I don't know if you can see my palette. Probably still can't see it there. Anyway, trust me, it's yellow ochre that I would use to describe the underside of the jaw. Maybe it'll connect with that. Okay, and then I want to knock the edge off this because it's extending out a little bit far. I'll just use a wet paper towel to dry it. And really the colour of that could be closer to that, so I'll put a bit more warmth into it. Okay. Yeah, and you can kind of find the direction, so the chin coming up like that. And I suppose there would be a neck maybe extending, you know, out there or something. Okay, so there are a few pointers for painting the mouth on a side profile. And I'll be going back to Erin's side profile watercolour portrait of her face as well shortly. So there we are. And actually there's space for doing an eye in that as well, so I might do, although we did the eye side profile, didn't we already? Okay, so there's that's that angle. And then from the front, See how much time have I got? Just a couple of minutes. Okay, from the front it'll be similar. You'll have the shadow of the... I'll just show you what I'm mixing here. I'm mixing the sap green with the cadmium red. And maybe have the dark of the upper lip. This is Hope's face again. Hope is 23 now. She's my eldest daughter, and she modelled for quite a few of these articles on the features. So this is Hope's face, and the upper lip being a little bit darker than the lower lip is the first thing I'm going to go to. And then I use the smaller brush because I want to make something of the shadows around. Yeah, so the shadow underneath here. And really that's it, you know now. I think once the upper lip is dry, I probably give a bit more of a value to the lower lip, but I'm sure I can even do a little bit there. Okay, when it's completely dry, I might want to do a line dividing the lips as well, a bit darker. And then I just wanted to indicate in the final minute, I thought I would just indicate what I've done here. So finding the space between the edge of the lips and the side of the face will explain the turn of the head. You can see that the upper lip here again is a little bit darker. I'll just re-emphasize that. This is a 3/4 view, of course. Upper lip is a little bit darker than the lower lip again, and it's the shadow that's underneath the lower lip that helps to define the form of this part of the face, really, the bump of the chin and how the lower lip extends out into the light. Yeah, and then maybe just something to indicate the underside of the chin there. So there's just a few points that are important to note, and then you go along